Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Bring the water!
There we go. Unbelievable. I got this
You
whole.
got to be wondering.
We
what
did
the
this
hell's
whole
going
new
on.
intro, and for whatever reason, it's glitching. I got to work on it.
That's all right. We'll get it
Man,
worked out.
We got the, we've had Bret Hart. He's your guy up. Of course, if you're just tuning in, this is, let me tell you something, brother, the most electrified show right here, 216 The Net. Got The Rock rolling with us today. Dwayne,
Nice.
A great
Dwayne
one.
Johnson, the great one.
Finally, we got a good wrestler behind us here.
I know we've been stuck with John Cena for how long?
that's
Stay next
true.
to you.
Yeah, right there. Thanks for being here, John. Appreciate it.
Now I'm in the Rock's armpit. Last week I was in Bret Hart's lap. Now I'm in the Rock's armpit.
There you go. There you go. Right over your shoulder. That's it. Welcome in, guys. Good week. AEW, a big pay-per-view. A lot of good things going on in the world of
I think
wrestling.
overall with wrestling, the last for both promotions, it's been getting a lot better. AEW, they're starting to get more storylines
Yep.
now. I think they're finally figuring out their niche with the new show Collision on Saturday nights. Then they have Rampage Friday, Dynamite on Wednesday. So you kind of get a little bit of everything now. So like if you like the hardcore stuff, probably watch more Dynamite. If you like more wrestling, storytelling, and matches,
Mhm.
watch Collision. And then for me, like WWE, still it's always the same. Whether it's SmackDown or Raw, it's the same thing. Come out, do a half-hour promo,
Mhm.
have a quick match.
Yep.
And then another promo, and then someone gets attacked behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Right.
right. That's been their
So
formula for what, 20
Forever.
it's 30
Forever.
years.
Forever. Since they started.
Since 1993.
Yeah. Since they started Raw, right?
Since they
It's
started Raw.
always with an intro, and someone usually comes out, interrupts what's happening, leads to a match or something
Later that night,
something
or-
like that. Yeah, later that night or right then.
All right.
Something. So it's a formula that works, keeps people watching, and it is what it is. So it's good to hear AEW's picking up some steam again.
It's like right now they're actually doing a storyline with Adam Cole and MJF. I think
Nice.
it was about 2 months ago. They had the main event for a championship, went to the time limit. And then after that, they started doing their, I forget what the term was called, but it's like random tag team partner selections.
Mhm.
So MJF, Adam Cole, they get selected to be
Of
tag
course.
team partners to go. I believe they're going to wrestle FTR. I don't know if it's this Saturday or next Saturday. I think it's this Saturday on Collision for tag team belts. But it's like the storyline that they're doing in there. They first hated each other. Now they're growing on each other,
Mhm.
becoming good friends, playing video games, doing a little bit of everything that each one likes to do. So, I mean, that's where it's right now. You may be actually intrigued with that storyline. It may grab your attention
With MJF and
with MJF and Adam Cole.
so there's a slight possibility because I liked MJF up until the point of him becoming a champion. I haven't
Right.
watched an AEW
When they rushed
episode
it, and
since he's become champion.
Mm.
I liked his Miz character.
better than
his
Miz.
cheap knockoff of the Miz.
He does
and,
Miz better than Miz.
and well, whatever. And Adam Cole, I liked him.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's probably something cool.
Some
happening.
curiosity for you right there
Sure.
now to tune in.
Sure. So what? 15 minutes out of how many? 4 hours of television a week. How long is Collision?
Collision is actually 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And then
Dynamite's
Dynamite's
2
two,
hours.
so 5
Rampage is 1
hours.
hour. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
they
might
got
have
Ring
my
of Honor
attention for
stuff,
about
but
15 minutes.
And Collision's on what?
Collision's on Saturday nights on TNT.
TNT.
Yeah.
Is that on ESPN 8?
Diocho.
Yeah.
For us streamers, that sucks. Right?
Has there so they've been working on a pay-per-view. Has that hasn't happened yet? The one in at Wembley
No,
Stadium?
and to me, it's still nothing makes sense with this one right now. They have not announced any matches, and it's in a month. I think they actually announced matches for the one in Chicago the week later.
I mean, this is a for sure thing.
It's a for
happening
sure thing. They apparently sold 70,000 tickets
with no matches.
with no
announced.
matches
Zero
announced.
match.
So I don't know if they weren't expecting to sell that many. Now it's like, oh shit,
You'd
we
think
got
they
to
would have some match, like
something. But
even I mean WWE they use a month, usually to build up.
right.
So,
I mean, yeah, usually it's 3 or 4 weeks to build up to pay per view. Like right now, like
so I
you
guess
announced
now,
this.
I guess this week, like this Wednesday, they should.
They
It's like
have
they need
to.
to start, right?
They,
What does it
they
look
better
like we're going to
soon.
happen though? Adam Cole and MJF.
I don't know if they're trying to wait on having the Punks and the Elite kind of like, okay, let's get this match. If people want to see it, whatever. They think it's going to be a big draw, but the Elite don't want anything to do with him, and I don't blame them. But
So like CM Punk and like FTR,
probably FTR versus the Elite, yeah.
which is Kenny Omega
Mega
and
the
Young Bucks.
yeah. So and Heyman Adam Page is back in there now. Omega says he's interested. Young Bucks have zero interest whatsoever, and that's kind of like where the Young Bucks and the Elite they're over on Dynamite, and the guy that shall be nameless, who I already did name, unfortunately, is on Collision. So they kind of got 2 separate brands. It's Collision has more of the ex WWE guys like Miro's on there, Rusev, Malachi Black, FTR, Andrade. It's kind of funny. Andrade and Malachi Black kind of had a similar match to Charlotte and Selena Vega.
Oh yeah.
It was like they kind of mirrored that match.
So well, that sucks that they haven't announced any matches because by the time we talk again or on the show again, we're going to be only 2 weeks.
2 weeks out, yeah. Well, it'll be right after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So yeah, SummerSlam's
Interesting.
August 5th,
August
whatever that
5th.
Saturday is in Detroit.
Yep.
Rumors are now with this actor strike, the one that's right behind you on the green screen may be showing up
Oh yeah. At SummerSlam
He
At
needs a little
SummerSlam.
bit of money.
in Detroit.
in
Is it-
Detroit.
Is Dwayne getting low in the bank account?
Well, he gave all that money to the
Good.
SAG and writers to
Yeah.
keep the strike going. But
Mhm.
so, I mean, they're saying that he may do an appearance with Grayson Waller because Grayson Waller's been kind of calling him out lately.
Mm.
Mm.
The Usos are starting to like do a bunch of his moves
Now,
lately.
hang on a second. So
Yeah.
Grayson Waller, didn't he just have a run in with John Cena
He had one, yeah,
when John Cena announced WrestleMania
Well,
in London?
once,
or
yeah,
whatever,
once
right?
WrestleMania go to London or whatever,
And then he came out, right?
and he came out,
So they have their scuffle.
right.
I don't know much about Grayson Waller. Why is he anybody?
He
at the
is,
Watch?
to
Answer
me, the way how Grayson Waller is, he's what they wanted Austin Theory to be.
Okay.
He actually
Just
has the
running his
charisma.
mouth.
He's a decent enough wrestler.
Is he English or Australian? or
Australian,
something?
yeah.
Got it.
So like he's pushing for it to go to Australia.
Got it.
But
And then instead of any of that, they're going to go to Minnesota.
probably
That's what I read today.
Fargo.
WrestleMania 41, Minnesota.
Well,
maybe.
when the Bears get their new stadium, then they'll be back to Chicago.
That'd be cool.
Because I mean, it's kind of shocking. Like they have not been at Madison Square Garden since 20. I think WrestleMania 22 in Chicago was the last small WrestleMania they had.
Speaking of that, I'm surprised Survivor Series is at the Allstate Arena. It's just not that big of a deal anymore, right?
Not really.
Because SummerSlam's at Ford Field, and they got the
Right.
long
SummerSlam
aisle and,
has become their second
like WrestleMania, right?
WrestleMania.
Like summertime WrestleMania.
second big pay per view. Like Royal Rumble's probably 3. I think now they're investing more in whatever they do, whatever they want to call it in Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
Crown
Oh,
Jewel
yeah.
or whatever. Night of Champions. They
The
kind of
greatest Royal Rumble.
greatest Royal Rumble, whatever they
Yeah.
want to call that. It's been like probably their number 3 or 4 pay per view.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like, and I like what they're doing right now with going to different countries with their premium line events that are like the off ones.
Yeah.
Montreal was great.
Yep.
Puerto Rico was awesome. Like
Mhm.
just because of the fan interaction.
Yeah. and then they were just in the United Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him for
Yeah, it was all
It's
good.
just
Right.
different trailers. That,
So I don't know, man. Someone else mentioned, I think, Grayson Waller and The Rock, but that couldn't be it though, right? Like he couldn't come out and just answer to a bottom of the totem pole guy that's calling him out for clout and not come back and be in the scuffle with the bloodline.
who knows? Maybe both.
You know what though? The bloodline. So The Rock, obviously being a relative, I saw an interview with the Usos, and they're like, he's a distant cousin. Like we
Right.
don't even. There's no interaction. Like
No.
obviously, when it's mentioned to The Rock in passing, he's proud of them because of the Samoan heritage or
Right.
whatever. But not like, oh, those are my little cousins,
Right.
and like we see them on Christmas or anything like that.
have
It's
we
just,
seen
like,
him
very
on
distant.
Young Rock yet?
Young Rock.
The Usos.
Young Rock? No, a Roman.
Uh,
A young Roman where they said they'd have a WrestleMania match one day. And that's what they're saying. Like maybe he shows up for this, set that up
Kick
for
it off.
WrestleMania 40.
Hmm.
Whether or not Roman's still a champ by then or
Yeah,
not.
but when was the last time he was in the ring? I mean,
The
he's in
Rock?
better shape than most of the guys out there.
He's in better shape
Much
than
better.
he is even when he was a
Much
wrestler.
better
Right.
than Roman, right?
Oh, definitely.
But
Yeah.
but still, if you're out, the timing's off. Look what happened. And you could pull a quad, maybe tear a quad.
Yeah,
I mean, you can look at Cena the last time he was in the ring against Theory. He wasn't that great.
No,
yeah.
just that time.
It wasn't
Played
for, it
it
was
and-
for the U.S. Championship
Right.
opening
Opening
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
We're talking headline.
Get all those kids
right.
disappointed.
I don't know. I'm sure. So the Undertaker was in a similar situation when he came back, and he had to. There's a documentary. He bought a ring
Right.
and just got into the best ring shape he could.
Mhm.
To go. I think it was against Cena. Come back in, and he thought he was going to have like a 30-minute
right.
match, and it was just kind of
This
a
is the
squash, match
match.
against Cena. But
Yeah.
and it wouldn't be a squash match though if it's Roman and The Rock, right? Shouldn't be.
Yeah,
I don't.
Could
I don't
be.
know.
you could do it.
I agree, Ken. Like he hasn't been in the ring in a long time, and I don't know if it was. I think after the few years now that we've been like teasing this as a possibility
Yeah.
of happening, that it's kind of lost its steam, and it's
Yep.
just like not
Well, it's
I
going
don't
to be
really
like kind of
care.
what's going on with Cody right now.
right.
You're not going to care.
Yep.
Your chance was last WrestleMania.
That's
no one
true,
cares
man.
about WrestleMania 40
The
with
train
him
has
winning.
left the station.
Yeah,
Right.
Cody Rhodes. It's a good example
Yeah,
of that.
and
So he came in and thought he
his
was
steam
going
is-
he was going to dethrone Roman, and nope. Now I don't even care that he comes out. I don't really care what he has to say, to be honest.
Right. It's the same thing every time.
Yeah, hard
and
times, Dusty Rhodes, blah blah blah.
Let
blah,
me
blah.
turn my back to the camera because I want to talk to the people here in the ring.
Uh-huh.
What do you want to talk about?
He had a perfect time. I mean,
Right,
'cause
that was the
fighting through
time.
that torn pec.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had a perfect time to come out and be a badass. But,
yeah.
But now I'm wondering, is this Triple H kind of booking, getting back at him for what he did with destroying the throne, them kind of having that feud or whatever off screen? Is this him getting back at him, going like, hey, people hate it when they were shoving Cena down their throats
Mhm.
and turned on him.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what the plan is for him to eventually dethrone Roman or whatever.
Mhm.
Let's just shove them down their throats until they reject them.
I don't know. I think we think too much into it sometimes. I don't
Right.
think Triple H got some vendetta against him.
Nah,
Because in the
he's a
meantime,
businessman.
He wants to
Meantime-
make money.
yeah, Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes is making a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's more popular now than he's ever been. Like
Yeah.
you're not doing anything bad against him, even by making him the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he gets his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar and buried by him, which
Mhm.
I think Cody Rhodes might win the match.
Mhm.
I think they're still putting the stepping stones in place for him
Yeah.
to eventually become champion, whether it's the Roman's title or if it's Seth Rollins' title, one of them.
Yeah, but the next guy's not going to hold it for 3 years either.
No,
No.
They're just not going
no. And I don't know. It could be one of those things too, where Cody finally
to.
wins
Probably
it.
sleep in it.
and
too,
then,
don't you,
What was that?
Sal says, I just bought a Cody's shirt.
Oh,
I'm like, you probably sleep in it. too.
Yes, he does sleep with it. It keeps him comfy and cozy at night, all alone there in bed.
there is this Money in the Bank with Damian Priest though. So could it be the vendetta? Or you
Hmm.
think too much into it? Cody wins the championship finally, and then Damian Priest cashed in on him, a win and gone, or like a one night thing.
Yeah.
was that with Roman? They did that before. He won the belt, and then someone cashed.
It
Was
might
it
have been.
Sheamus or someone like cashed in
Yes,
like that night?
yeah, Sheamus. Yep. Yeah, because I think Roman beat Seth Rollins,
something. Yeah,
and then Sheamus
finally
came out
gets the
and cashed
championship,
out.
and like took it away from him. I think they also did the same thing with Daniel Bryan or someone too.
Seth says I sleep in the American Nightmare hoodie. I'll let you
Oh.
know.
Yeah, so there's this, you know,
TMIs.
with the Money in the Bank, you know, anyone's dream could be shattered, right? With that,
Yeah.
you know, so
Is that pun intended? Shattered Dreams by
I don't know.
Cody's brother.
Cody's brother.
So SummerSlam is a big deal, and I think that it's a possibility that we see Damian Priest cash in there. Also Io Sky cash in there.
Right. I think EO's going to cash in that night.
Yeah, I think triple threat match, Asuka, Charlotte, and Bianca. I think Asuka retains because Charlotte and Bianca beat the crap out of each other and her.
You guys putting your belts on the line for that SummerSlam?
Yeah,
Yeah?
we have to for SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam. Whenever Roman defends, we'll defend.
Yeah.
There you go.
Champion's choice.
Yeah.
So I think Io cashes in on Asuka, and then that becomes, you know, that their feud begins
Mm-hmm.
between the two of them.
And that's
Also, that
makes sense.
Is Finn Balor going against Seth
He's going
Rollins
against Seth again
for the championship, right?
Yeah. And that's what kind of drove me nuts. Did you watch Raw last night?
No.
All right. So end of Raw is pretty much Judgment Day. I think early in Raw took out Kevin Owens when
Yes. He's
Sammy was
legitimately
wrestling
hurt.
Dirty Dom. Yeah, because he's legitimately
Yeah.
hurt. Needed to do the injury angle to get him off TV for a little bit, figure out what's going on with him. So and then at the end of the show, they did a triple threat attack on Seth during his match, and
Mhm.
it's like, why did they not just cash in then?
Because
He's down.
because they're
like-
waiting for SummerSlam.
Yeah, but he's down. It's
We're a
like,
week and a half away from a
you just
pay-per-view.
make
They're
the guy holding the briefcase stupid. Like,
Yeah, I thought something weird was up to have Sami Zayn and Dominic Mysterio for the
and then Sammy lost.
right, a legitimate pin too. I
Right.
mean, like
Oh,
it was a
yeah,
roll up,
right.
Right.
Interference.
Yeah.
Interference roll up,
but
but still,
a pin.
I was like,
hey, you kick out of
man,
a pin.
that-
He didn't use a weapon or anything.
anyone could kick out of Dom, man. Like that guy is
Apparently-
lightweight.
Yeah, I think Corey Graves said that's the win of his career.
It is.
It's weird because he won a championship.
Oh, speaking of
but
Corey Graves,
that's-
like, I don't even know what the hell was going on with him during was Gunther's match, or not Gunther, it was Drew McIntyre, and
was
one of
he
his goons.
impersonating one?
He was
of them?
impersonating the guy McIntyre was wrestling. I was like, what the hell's going on right now?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I was flipping through Twitter and someone's like, listen to Corey's poor impersonation
All right.
of what's his name?
I don't know. It was the blonde
Kaiser or
guy,
whatever.
Kaiser, yeah.
What's SG3 saying?
He says people are saying that's your top faction now.
Yeah, so let me tell you something, brother. Is your top faction right now.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah, a top faction being Judgment Day. So yeah, but
They're
I think
pushing
there's
it to be Raw.
I think there's a possibility though that it comes to its end, and I think the
I
Money in the Bank
think
could come into play with the demise.
Finn
of that, 'cause
doesn't fit in anymore.
He doesn't. I don't even barely see him. I don't feel like. I feel like it's Damian Priest, Dominic, and Rhea.
Rhea. And that's
So-
where I wouldn't mind seeing them get Karrion Kross in there with Scarlett.
Right.
Add them in. Rumors Bray Wyatt's coming back at SummerSlam to feud with Cody afterwards.
Mhm.
I mean,
Cody
maybe
or
have-
Roman.
That's true.
Yeah.
More likely Cody.
Do you think
Because-
Jey Uso's going to win?
No.
Do you think he's going to win the match but not win the title? Does he win due to a disqualification? Like Solo or
So
someone
what
just like,
stinks
that's
with
just
me is-
disqualified.
Did you
Or
watch any
count
of
out.
Tribal Court? Or not Tribal Court, whatever the rules of engagement on
No.
FS1.
Uh-uh.
I don't get FS1. So like I wasn't able to watch it SmackDown. Next day it's usually on Hulu. It wasn't on Hulu. I'm like, I haven't even watched it yet, so I have no idea what
So
the
it's
rules
basically
are.
a no holds barred match. That's all.
Okay.
And then he put his took
Necklace,
his, like necklace
the
off. So
heritage
basically,
necklace.
not only would he win the championship, but also become the tribal chief. Right. So that's all.
Okay.
It is. It got pretty lame for a second. It's like, do the elders know about this? Who are we talking about? Mom and dad?
Rikishi gonna show up? Because they're saying that
You know what though? Watching that interaction between Jey Uso and Roman, Jay, you can almost just like feel like I don't know if he was like holding back tears or he just so
Emotion.
excited about the moment.
Right.
Like he is selling the crap out of this story, or he's truly feeling like this is my time.
Yeah,
This is my
what they're fighting
time.
for.
This is my time to shine. This is what this all this build up from.
And no one else is going
From
to give them that
wrestling
opportunity.
in front of screens and an audience, because they started this back
2020.
during
COVID, right?
You know, they had their first. Didn't they do Hell in a Cell?
It started with Jay.
Yeah, so it started with them, right? So 3 years of this
Well, since you're a little
ongoing
kid.
story.
Since you're a little kid, dreaming.
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
real
This is a lifetime thing from wrestling, you know, against each other as kids in the living room or whatever.
And how many guys in the business get a chance?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just the heart.
The same interview, it's funny you say that, Kent, is the Usos said, you know, what would be your dream match? And they said against each other.
Yeah,
Against
WrestleMania.
each other at WrestleMania. Because that's what the dream always was as kids, was we want to wrestle each other at WrestleMania. So this is like their legitimate dreams coming true. And you can just like feel the emotion, almost like he couldn't even talk. It was just like so much. It was pretty cool to see, but then it got a little corny a little bit. But I think it's gonna be a good match. I just don't know what's gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I think Roman retains.
I do too.
I don't think you can just go, all right, I got the record, I lose. That's not good. I think it could be a disqualification, which then pushes it to.
Yeah.
Because I heard it could be Umaga's son that comes out and joins Roman.
Well,
oh, okay. Just to kind of add to that bloodline.
Just add,
faction.
yeah.
Kick the Usos out. But what about Jimmy?
Let's see, they're doing what the injury storyline with him right now. I think
Okay.
he's going to come out during the match at some point.
Right, but then who does he?
which side?
Which side though? You know, that could be the thing. That could be the disqualification.
And to set it up for WrestleMania.
Yeah, there you go. To have the Usos against each other at WrestleMania, the dream,
Right.
right?
Have Rock and
So
Roman as
there's
the
so
other
many
one.
different variables with it, right? And it's cool that there is so many variables. That's what keeps people watching,
Right.
even though it can be like, man, this story's been going on forever. And like the same breath, you're like, this story's been going on forever, but man, I kind of can't wait to see what happens. And there's so many avenues that this actually could turn that makes sense. That keeps it like you still want to continue watching, even though sometimes it's like, all right, like I said, corny, or you get bored with the story, but then something happens.
And eventually Heyman's going to turn on Roman. That's when it's going to happen.
You think so?
I think it's going to be when Heyman turns
This
on
tribal
Roman.
chief.
He's going to want someone young.
I gotta tell you, it's Paul Heyman at this point, the greatest manager I think ever.
He's up
It's
there.
up to the debate. Up for
It's up
debate.
for
Maybe
de-
Bobby
Bobby
Heenan.
Brain.
Bobby
the
Heenan.
Brain was
Yeah, he's good. He's good. How long was Bobby the Brain an actual manager though? Because he went to the commentator
He went
for a
to
long
when
time.
he went to WCW, it was more a commentator route.
Even in
um,
WWE for a long time.
He did do both.
Right. So
Yeah.
he had that.
Yeah, so it's like because when they had Ventura and Monsoon doing all the commentating. So when was Ventura's last?
he had
one?
the
6?
Heenan family. He had Haku and he had Andre the Giant. And then he had Mr. Perfect,
Mhm.
right? And then Ric Flair.
Brought in Ric
But
Flair.
I don't remember like really outside of that.
Oh, there's the
So
Heenan
was it-
family. Yeah, the Brain Busters too.
But it was those guys.
Right. I mean,
right?
well, that
It
was
like
the
during the same.
that was
same
the era
It was
of
the
managers.
80s.
You had
Yeah, but
Slick. You
right
had
now,
Mr.
Paul's
Fuji.
the only one right now.
Yeah, that's
He is, but
Right.
he has been like Brock Lesnar since
Right.
2000. He's
Yeah.
been and before that, the Dangerous Alliance or whatever.
mhm.
He's been that guy even in WCW. So he's been doing this is the majority of his
right.
Yeah.
career in the industry outside of being a promoter is being a manager. And like what he's doing now, I don't know if he's took acting lessons or whatever over the years, but he's killing it.
Yeah, because when he was first on Raw, like I could not stand him.
No.
He was annoying. Like when he first replaced
yeah.
Jerry Lawler or whatever, it was just
Yeah,
like
when he was the ECW guy
Right.
with the ponytail and stuff.
just
yeah.
loud,
Yeah.
obnoxious, like shut up.
Yeah.
But now it's like you grow to love him. It's like how I now grown to love Dirty Dom.
Is
takes
Dirty
time.
Dom the greatest luchador ever?
No, but he
That
has
was a question on Twitter today, and I was like,
he's got to grow a mustache though to get more heat.
he's got a
I don't know if he can grow a mustache, but he's got to grow a mustache with that mullet. Look like little Eddie. But yeah, I mean, like what you're saying, yeah, with Heyman, like the issue is there's been no other manager. Scarlett does nothing. She's just eye
right.
candy
There's
at the
no
center.
right. There's no one that's involved.
Right.
Right.
I mean, who's the last one that was involved in WWE? I mean, AEW's got a few.
I guess it'd be back to like Paul Bearer a long time ago, right?
Because
Brother
like
Love,
Jinder
Slick.
Mahal, Great Khali, they had someone.
Yeah.
Alberto Del Rio had the announcer.
Yeah,
But it was like, other than that, like there's been
it's a missing element. They should
they
do that.
tried it with what?
AEW and
Paul-
AEW has what's his name with the Elite, right? Or did he get kicked out of the Elite? The guy with the phone, isn't there like a tanned guy with that would come out? With,
Oh, Don
Kenny
Callis.
Omega?
Yeah, he's still there. He comes in and out. He's trying to recruit Jericho right now. So that's like an old storyline when Jericho first came into business. They were tag team partners.
Don Callis.
Don Callis and him. When Callis had longer hair than me.
Hmm.
But yeah, because then the other one, because you got Christian with Luchasaurus. Because that's kind of like what AEW does, is you got the old guy with the younger guy, try to get a connection there at some point, and that's why I wish WWE would have done more. When they bring up the NXT guys, like, okay, let's get them in this faction and let's pair these two up and see what the chemistry is. Because now it's like when they call up an NXT guy, it's like they just throw you in the wolves. Can you sink or swim?
Yeah. So I can't help but you mentioned Chris Jericho, and we got a star coming to McHenry.
Oh, that's true.
We got Fozzy coming to the
Fozzy.
Vixen.
Fozzy.
And
Finally.
October, right?
October 22nd, Sunday night.
Sunday night at the Vixen.
So,
Right, 2 doors down from my office. I'm gonna have to sign him up for some. Actually, I was gonna say I'll sign him up for some life insurance. You know, if you're a professional wrestler, I can't even do it.
You can't?
It's a question on the.
Hey, ask if you're a pro wrestler.
Are you a carnival worker, rodeo performer, professional wrestler, skydiver? They won't insure you.
What about sports entertainer?
I guess.
Because Jericho always says he's a sports entertainer.
yes, I guess
maybe
you're right.
maybe that's a loophole for insurance.
There's the loophole. Nope, he's a sports entertainer.
Well, that's what I was talking to my sister-in-law. She does some of my taxes and stuff. Helps set up my company. I'm like, can I write this off as a business expense?
Yeah.
Like, I want to go there and like bring them some cups and great, put my business card in there. Like, that's a business. I got to pay
Why
for the
not?
VIP to meet them, right?
Why not?
So there you go.
There's entertainment. You can write off
Like,
entertainment.
You can do I thought you can't do entertainment
You
anymore.
can do entertainment. I mean, I don't know. My accountant writes it off for me. Yeah.
No, because
That's why I thought you're taking me, because then it's a
I could do that
a
too.
client.
I'm still waiting for the press passes.
Oh yeah, the press
I thought
passes.
you were going to put together a press pass.
You got to know. You for press passes, you call the media guy at AEW, WWE, or whatever show. They print the credentials.
Well, let me call the errands.
There you go.
Yeah, I can just print it. It's not going to mean jack.
Yeah, there's actually even on QuickBooks, there's meals with clients or
Yeah.
something like
Well,
that.
there's meals,
online.
yeah, but
Yeah,
but the
well, we gotta
entertainment thing.
eat. We gotta eat.
Well, that's why. But yeah, they're because they're trying to stop like the sports games and golf and all that.
Yeah.
Give him a piece of bread.
Yeah, but entertainment could be other things, like a concert.
Okay,
You know,
All right.
that's not golf.
so they'll be going on to Towns Productions.
They're
card.
sweet. Buy 2 tickets, dude. I'll be there.
All right.
Cool.
Are you going to sing with them?
I'm not gonna sing.
You're not going to sing with
I
them?
don't know any of his songs.
What about Well, you know Judas.
No, I don't know Judas.
Oh, how do you not know
No,
Judas?
because
It's in our opening intro.
you know, I love Chris Jericho, but I'm not a fan of AEW, so I don't listen to it. I don't listen to his music. I want to go because I want to meet Chris Jericho.
Right.
Right.
So that's why I want to go.
Yeah,
That'd
okay.
be cool.
Or you can play the drums.
I could play the drums.
That's $600.
Maybe we could do.
You
Tell me
do
to
the-
break down the walls. Break down the walls.
Oh, it's not one of their 4 songs that they'll let you play.
Well, I'll just embarrass myself, and when I meet him in the VIP, we'll start rapping, break down the walls.
Because like when I was reading, like, because I don't think you can't get the VIP at the Vixen site or ticket place. You have to actually
Yeah,
go to Fozzy Rock
Fozzy got it
to do that one. And then also with that, from what I was reading, is they're going to perform private classic songs too,
Mm-hmm.
on top of whoever's singing along or whatever.
Yeah, cool,
So it's like a private concert before the concert,
sweet.
which I don't know how they're going to do it.
I don't know, but we need to be a part of that
Right.
because it ain't every day that
Right.
a legend
But it comes in your
comes
backyard.
to Green Street, in McHenry.
2 doors down. From you.
Right? Like, are
Yeah,
you
because
kidding
it
me?
was
The
2 years
Green-
ago. I think it was Labor Day weekend. I was so pissed because they were in Belvedere at the
Mhm.
Apollo Theater, and like my back was just killing me that weekend.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it, I should have went.
I know they were in Wisconsin at like a 95 Will Rock Fest or something like
Oh, yeah.
that too, like not that long ago. But I'm not a huge fan of the genre, so I didn't want to go out and like,
Mm.
be there all day just to. And again, I don't listen to his music, but I just like Chris Jericho.
Judas is actually, that's the name of the album too, I believe.
Yeah.
That's an actual good album too.
Yeah, it should be.
They-
It's
they-
the most popular thing.
Well, besides Judas song, they have Drinking with Jesus on there.
Drinking with Jesus.
Drinking with Jesus. That's
Are you
actually
sure it's not
decent.
drinking with Jesus.
He says Jesus.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, they have a few good songs on there. It's like that's a really good, solid album for them.
Hmm.
And right now with their tour, they're promoting their new album out, but I don't think they've released any tracks for that yet.
We got to reach out to Aaron at the
Mhm.
Vixen because he's always got a way. He's being the manager there. He's in all the pictures with all the stars.
Well, we
I
gotta
always see
get
it
him
the
on our
next day.
show too.
We should. We can.
We can.
We get him on to promote it. I think that's to all of our viewers. He can get one. Oh, wait, no, that's you, Tom.
That's me. That is me. No, it's SG3 because my phone's off right now.
But yeah, we can get Aaron on. I'm sure he would come out and promote it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be
Yeah,
sweet.
because I don't know. Maybe I'll try to reach out to AEW to try to get Jericho to do a 2-for-1 because AEW is coming to Chicago end of August. Go, hey, how about you come on our show, promote AEW, promote your concert coming on at Vixen?
Bang.
Never know.
Boom, done.
With
Can
him,
you reach out
you
to one of
never
your
know.
connections because you know how you have
No,
all those
I'll- no,
conversations
I'll-
with people.
I'll just
You
reach
always
out.
got the inside
I
scoop.
don't know. I'll reach out. I'll reach out. I will try. Y2J, please say yes.
Thanks for listening.
Anyhow.
He just tuned in.
You just
There you Cool. Well,
Uh,
that'll be fun. We got to do that. And then speaking of other things too, so there's obviously Survivor Series coming to the Allstate Arena, and SmackDown is the night before. They got a 2-for-1
2-for-1.
ticket special,
sweet. Oh no, that's AEW's got the sweet special.
the sweet special.
Yeah,
like as in like sweet, like it's cool, or like
they
sweet, like the
have
box?
the suite the box because they're going to be at the United Center end of August for the pay-per-view plus Collision.
Mhm.
So if you get Collision and
Is that why it looks like there's nobody in the audience because everyone's in the suites?
probably?
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
I think you need like 20 people and it's like $300 a person.
So as a WWE fan though, like right now, so we got SummerSlam happening in Detroit. We got Survivor Series happening in Chicago or Allstate.
Payback. Of,
We got
before is an indie.
in Indiana,
Yeah.
right? We got Philadelphia. We got they're coming to Milwaukee, I think in October or November, probably
Okay.
for SmackDown or something like that. Possibly a WrestleMania in Minnesota. Possibly they're talking about it. A lot of opportunities as a WWE fan to not have to travel too
Too
far
far.
to see some cool premium
Right.
live events that maybe you never saw before. So I've never been to Survivor Series and never been to SummerSlam. Been to Money in the Bank and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania and Payback and a
Mhm.
bunch of other ones. So I'm missing the opportunity. I'm like, I should jump in my car and drive to Detroit, but then I'm like, it's Detroit. I don't know if
Right.
I wanna
Yeah,
go
that's where
there.
I'm at. Same here.
I've been there. Yeah.
And then we're going to kick ourselves when The Rock shows up. It's like,
I know. Oh my God. It's gonna be like one of the greatest moments ever.
SG3 while he's on the back of the motorcycle with the old man.
Yeah.
Right out there.
I've been there. I've been to Ford Field. I went and
Same.
saw Eminem 23 years ago there. It was a cool experience. But I don't know if it's worth the 8-hour drive or whatever it is for this.
No,
one.
it's only
What-
like 5 hours.
is it?
Yeah.
With the best seat in the house is always sitting on your couch, you know.
Oh, yeah. My recliner with the widescreen.
Heartbeat.
You know. And I got this thing. So I shared the story when I went to the Royal Rumble. The entire time because of the lighting, we had a light bulb shining in our
Right.
face the whole time.
Yeah,
so
dude.
it totally ruined like the experience. And I'm like, I don't want to be stuck again paying hundreds of dollars for a ticket to go sit and have a spotlight shining on my
Right.
face because they do it at those big
Mhm.
events. You can see the crowds are lit up,
Right.
and I know it's just for the people at home to make it look like a big deal.
And never
But,
sit close
man,
to the
that
stage
sucks.
either because with all the pyro and stuff, it's loud, it's hot.
Hey, the best place is right here. I mean,
There you go.
the rejects usually street.
No, that's the worst place to reject here.
They
Yeah.
talk the whole time. I want to watch it.
They do.
And they're like 5 seconds ahead of me. It drives me nuts. So I watch their pre-show, and then after like the pre-show's done, like, okay, guys, I gotta go. I cannot. Like, they're like, oh, a clothesline. I'm like, they're in the headlock.
There it is.
Like, oh, now it's a clothesline.
That's it.
What happened to Liv Morgan? Because she's legitimately hurt too.
Last summer, everyone's
But
getting.
she was just in the
no,
ring
no.
last
Well, I'm
night.
saying like last summer though, it's like we had those injury plagues just happening. I don't know if it's just the long growing schedule,
Mm.
or if she came back from her other injury too soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see what happened or hear what happened. They just had like Rhea beat the crap out of
Rhea
her.
beat the crap out of her, put her arm in a chair, did the Pillmanizer. to
So
pretty
they
much
had
to her arm.
Judgment Day beat up KO and take
Right.
him out. Beat up Liv Morgan, take him out or take her out. You got Dominic as a champion. You got Rhea as a champion. You got Mr. Money and
Right.
Mr. Senior. in the
Senior
bank.
Money Bank.
Senior Money in the Bank. And then you got Finn Balor fighting for a heavyweight championship. Does Finn Balor win the championship? And then, they are just like,
It depends how bad Seth is hurt. Because he
Is
needs
he hurt?
Yeah, he needs back surgery.
Mm.
So, and that's
Dang.
where I know they want him to keep the belt until Civil War comes out. Not Civil War, Captain America NWO comes out. New World Order is what it's called, actually.
really?
Captain America New World Order. He's in there somehow. He's
He's in it.
He's got a cameo in there or whatever. I know they want him to have the belt for that to promote the belt. But I don't, well,
His character would actually make kind of a cool superhero villain with how he laughs and how he
I
dresses
hate
and
his
stuff like
laugh.
that.
I hate it.
Right? He would though. He's kind of like a weird,
He actually
not
good
so weird, like weird Joker, but like a newer version of the Joker.
He's the annoying Joker.
All right, sure. He's still cool though. I don't know. I still like Seth Rollins. Anyways, the Judgment Day are in their position to be like SG3 pointed out earlier, like the faction. And
Right.
then I don't know who's
Next
really
up-
messing with them.
Well, you got SmackDown. They started teasing the Hurt Business 2.0. Bobby Lashley showed up and had the Street Profits come in as like stretch limo or Hummer limo, whatever that
Okay.
was. And like game pictures taken with them and some other guys, younger guys, and like NXT.
That's been kicked around. Street
So-
Profits doing a heel turn, and even
Mhm.
Bianca.
Right. But I don't see Bianca turning just because like the way how they treat her like Cena. How she
Mhm.
is with the young girls and all the merchandise sales with there. It's like
Yeah. It's like a newer Bailey.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I just say she's a female Cena.
Okay.
That's
don't
how
know.
She's been promoted.
That's why I can't see her.
She's deflating. Dale says, SGC says, I see her turning soon.
You can't see nothing in your Cody Rhodes garment.
I mean, it could be set up even as soon as SummerSlam. Because there is, all right, so like Charlotte Flair, greatest female wrestler to ever do it. Next, and not the greatest looking, Trish would be that
Right.
one, but she's
Talent.
there. And as much as she gets hated on, and
Mm.
Asuka's kind of indifferent whether people love her or hate her because she's just kind of odd.
Yeah.
Like there's always that element of the good guy taking it too far, where they like let their aggression out, and then that's when they turn,
Right.
right? So
Or
and
the double
then
twist where
the double twist, and then Charlotte becomes the face, and Bianca becomes
like
the
Brett and
heel.
Austin did it.
Yeah, and even to a certain extent, like Roman did that
The double turn.
when he did that to the Fiend, right? He came back and speared him or whatever, and that was, and then the next day or the next week he showed up with Paul Heyman.
Mhm.
That was like his turn. So even though you have like the heel,
Mhm.
the good guy takes it too far, and it's an easy turn. Speaking of turns, though, a question that came up on social media today is: should Austin Theory become a babyface?
I think he's lost all the
He's lost all the momentum, right?
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah, ever since Daddy came back,
Ever since Daddy came
Daddy
back.
came back, Daddy Vince for him. Like it just
But-
like.
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm just saying, like, look at his last big match was WrestleMania with Cena. He beat Cena in nothing.
I know, but the term like Daddy came back and then now he's got no steam. When
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
when
shocking.
Vince was like,
Vince was there.
in
He
charge,
was
right? He
shoving
was-
theory down your throat, made you hate him more or whatever. Here's your golden opportunity. Blah 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 blah.
I don't buy it. I don't
But
buy
right
the
now,
Vince
oh
and
no, I'm just
Triple H
saying it. I'm
indifference.
just saying that ever since like Vince has been back since WrestleMania, it's just shocking that theory has just went.
Yeah.
I don't know if Vince just and them just like you don't have it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I
he
haven't
originally
watched-
stole Tyler Breeze's gimmick, and then Logan Paul's doing the tweeting and stuff way better than.
Whoa. I mean, he had the cell phone thing,
That's
but
what I'm
that's
saying.
not Tyler Breeze's
That was
gimmick.
Tyler Breeze's gimmick.
Tyler Breeze was a male model.
Yeah, he'd come out with doing the selfie stick.
Yeah, with the selfie stick. That was part of the gimmick.
Oh,
As
right.
a male model. Austin Theory was never a male model.
Well,
He
he
came
was
out
model.
doing a selfie.
That's what I'm saying, doing the selfie.
Yeah,
That part.
but yeah, that's not
That
stealing.
shtick.
That's not stealing Tyler.
That
Tyler
is
Breeze's-
stealing it.
I don't know about that. Are we playing a game today?
No, he's on his phone.
No game.
No game.
No, I was trying to look up that on Twitter. No game. I was trying to put together a new intro that glitched.
We could do a
Got it.
game.
Sure.
Best of worst of SummerSlams.
There you go. Best of worst of.
Or you want to do? Do you want to do the best SummerSlam or best match, worst match SummerSlam?
Let's just do. So maybe not the entire. Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
we'll,
you think is
we'll
the
do
best.
best
The
match,
best
worst
thing
match.
that happened at SummerSlam could be a whole SummerSlam, could be an individual match, and then the worst thing.
Best and worst of SummerSlam.
You go first.
Oh, I went do SummerSlam '92.
Bret Hart and
Bret Hart and Davey
Bulldog.
Boy. Bulldog, Wembley Stadium. First time the championship belt was not main event. It was the Intercontinental title. One of the classic wrestling matches. And then when you read about the backstory in there, where like Davey Boy was pretty much doped up or drunk or something,
Mhm.
whatever. And Bret was just leading him the entire match to get him through.
Hmm.
It was one of the best matches ever at SummerSlam.
Was Bret and Mr. Perfect at a SummerSlam?
That was the one before. That was 91.
That was good.
That was very
That was
good.
when
one.
he like tore Mr. Perfect's
Yeah,
like,
singlet off.
yeah.
Yeah. That was the
That was
first time
good.
he won it.
Back in the days like that, even prior to then, I always remember like Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude,
Yeah.
or like Hulk Hogan and Zeus.
Mm,
You know, Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber
Right, right.
Beefcake and Zeus and Macho Man.
man, right.
You know, like those ones. Those are always like I can like hear Vince McMahon like doing the promo in the
Right.
beginning as like the SummerSlam logo is like flying onto the screen. You know, like that's the cool stuff that I remember of SummerSlam. I don't know the work. So I guess just the back in the day, like 88 or 86 or 90, SummerSlam 90 was probably Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan like as a team,
Mm,
or you know Hulk Hogan and Tugboat against somebody. You know, like
right.
back in the day, those guys, those were always good ones. And then, you know, mid to late 90s, I probably didn't really watch many of them because I kind of fell off and it was just a little too cartoony
Yeah.
and stuff for me. The worst, and I'm pretty sure it happened at SummerSlam to me, was Brock Lesnar beating The Rock for the championship. Didn't that happen?
That was 2002.
Yeah.
I think.
I didn't like the new logo. I definitely didn't like Brock beating The
Right.
Rock. That was not what I was expecting or wanted. What about
For-
the worst?
Well, the shocking one was when Brock was just annihilating Cena.
Yeah.
Everyone's expecting Super Cena or whatever, and that like
Or for it to even be a match, right? When he
Right.
gets suplex like 17,
something
18
like that. Yeah, that's when Suplex City was really born, and it was
Uh-huh.
just like there was no offense from Cena whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the more shocking ones for me.
Yeah.
Like here, you're expecting Super Cena to come back and do something like there
Mhm.
was just none of that.
Yeah. Huh. Do you think that's the worst thing?
No, worst thing would be the man that shall be nameless against Cena when he came back.
I got to take a look at some of these SummerSlam history.
SG3 has no opinion as usual.
Yeah, SummerSlam 2001, right up there. That was the big one. Stellar card with the battle lines drawn between the Alliance and WWE. Edge overcame his fellow Canadian Lance Storm to win the Intercontinental. Brothers of Destruction destroyed DDP, and who was he wrestling with?
At that time?
Canyon?
Chris Canyon.
Chris Canyon? Yeah. RVD and Jeff Hardy tore the house down in a hardcore championship match. It was the first time that WWE and WCW championships were defended in the same night. Angle beat Austin for the main event.
So here's some good. So neglected to the first SummerSlam 1988. Ultimate Warrior pinning Honky Tonk Man in 31 seconds.
Yeah.
Which, when watching it at that age, was cool.
Mhm.
And then rewatching it at this age was horrible. It's like one of the worst things. Like it was just like so bad. It wasn't good. I think Honky Tonk Man had turned his body while he was like on the mat to even like position himself to take the pin.
At that point,
it
he
was
was
so like
it still is currently the longest reigning Intercontinental champion.
we and during that same SummerSlam, we had the champion tag team Demolition, Axe and Smash beat the Hart Foundation when Smash pinned Bret Hart. And then Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage teamed to beat Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase. Second SummerSlam, that's when we had Ultimate Warrior and Rick Rude. Mr. Perfect beating the Red Rooster.
Terry Taylor.
Yeah. 2009, terrible.
that was a bad stretch.
Yeah. So 2009, Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler wrestled. And then, if you remember, Kane and the Great Khali stunk up the place. Just a brutal match.
It's hard when you have two big guys going against each other.
But that's where the person who should not be named, Jeff Hardy, had a ladder match, and the person who shall not be named became the world champion.
So I'm looking back at some of these, right? And this is bringing back lots of memories. SummerSlam 1990, probably one of my favorite ones. You got Hercules and Paul Roma beating the Rockers to start off.
You remember what their tag team name was?
Power and Glory.
Gloria.
Yeah. And there's a show here. And then you got Texas Tornado beating Mr. Perfect to win the Intercontinental Championship. You got Warlord beating Tito Santana. Hart Foundation beat Demolition, Smash, and Crush in a 3 falls to win the tag team championships. Jake Roberts beating Bad News Brown. You got Randy Savage beating Dusty Rhodes. That's when the whole Sapphire, and because earlier in the night, Sherry Martel beat Sapphire. Then Hulk Hogan beat Earthquake. That was when Earthquake first came and was sitting on everybody. And then World Champ Ultimate Warrior beats Rick Rude in a steel cage match.
Steel cage.
That's
Ravishing
cool.
Rick Rude.
Yeah.
As a guy, one of those few guys that should have held the belt.
Ricky.
Yeah.
See, that's why Usos are getting all verklempt about this. You know, you get to show up. You get the spotlight. Big time.
Anyways, lots of matches, lots of classic stuff happened in SummerSlam.
As I remember, growing up.
When's this SummerSlam?
This one, August 5th.
August 5th.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, sorry, it's my daughter's wedding.
Dang it.
I guess I'll have to miss the wedding.
Hey, you got Peacock on your phone. You're just like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like
I was
me,
doing it
growing
at
up.
the chamber. I'm sorry, the
Okay.
Chamber Gala was night 1 of
Yeah.
WrestleMania, and I'm sitting there like,
That's fine.
That's why I didn't go. Yeah, well, yeah. Growing up as a kid, like going to my aunt or my uncle's house, like that was like the first time like my cousins were actually into wrestling. Like before, it was just me, my dad, a couple of my brothers watching. And they're like, oh, my cousin's now getting interested into it. So his dad and my uncle would get the pay per view, and we go over there watch. That was when Bret beat Perfect in '91. And like we're all excited. And that's just a fun memory back then because all my other ones was always like either on my dad's couch or not really.
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
this
people over
back in the day, this was a culmination, right? You had the big one, WrestleMania, and then you waited until SummerSlam.
Yeah, you only had 4 pay-per-views
Yeah.
a year.
Yep. And then
You know,
Survivor
so
Series.
This was a big one, so you
Yeah.
were excited about this, and they built up the storylines.
And
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
like right before school started too.
Yeah.
It was like always the Sunday before school. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
you'd go back talking about it all. the
Mhm.
time.
'Cause I would
Oh,
say the worst one for experience wise was the one in Chicago in '94.
What do you mean?
So that was the first ever event at the United Center.
Mm-hmm.
And like my dad and I, we got tickets right away for it. It was delayed because they're having so many technical issues. United Center being a new building, never being there before. And like ever since then, they never went back to United Center until like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
They had like one show there, and because they're always at Allstate. Ever since then, they went back to Allstate. Like no,
Yeah.
The wrestlers love Allstate.
right?
It's closer for us.
I think as soon as they had Stone Cold on video saying that he loves the Allstate Arena,
Mhm.
that they're never going anywhere else when they go.
Mm,
when they come
Well,
to
you're always in
Chicago.
good hands there.
Oh yeah. Jericho made his debut there, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's the classic Art Austin match that we said before there, and like it's just
It's a good venue.
and
It is.
that's the Madison Square Garden of the Midwest.
Yeah, it's
For
good.
that-
It's
for
a good
wrestling.
venue. No, there's really not a bad seat there.
There's not. I
Oh.
was just talking with one of Gabe's friends. His friend Austin is his name, actually named after Stone Cold Steve Austin. His parents, huge wrestling fans. They're talking about going to the SmackDown and Survivor Series, and we're looking at tickets, and like front rows, like there's someone selling
Ridiculous.
for like $6,500, something crazy like that. I'm like, that sucks.
You get to keep the
Anyways.
chair at least.
You do,
Right?
And I'm like, but then you got some seats that are $150 that are in the 200 sections. I'm like, you could sit there, and it's like you're in a high school gymnasium.
Yeah,
Almost like you can
you're right
see
on top.
everything
Mhm.
perfect. It's great. So yeah, I think we're gonna go probably both nights
Nice.
and just get the 200 section, whatever.
Yeah, I love seeing the absolute last row. Yeah, like it got especially on the opposite camera side.
Yeah.
Because like you see everything, it's perfect, and you
Uh-huh.
just get out, you climb over your seat, get out, and
Yeah.
You're going.
Yep.
not a bad seat.
You're going. That's it.
Yeah. So now, I'd say probably the worst match though for me would have been Undertaker versus Undertaker,
Yeah.
and that was at '94. That was the main event.
That was the main event.
That was the
even.
main event. It was Brett and Owen for championship in steel cage.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
mid
Undertaker
show.
versus Undertaker, 8 minutes and 57 seconds.
They had all this build for it, and it was just garbage.
Garbage.
That whole card was garbage. You had Adam Bomb beating Quang.
Was that Smoking Guns and Head Shrinkers in that one too? If I remember right.
The Dudley Boys had the title. All right.
You had Razor Ramon beating Diesel.
And that's where,
Tatanka and Lex Luger.
well, Razor Ramon came out with Sweetness.
yes. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Alundra Blaze and Bull Nakano.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tatanka pinning Lex Luger. Jeff Jarrett.
Well, that's when
pinning Mabel.
Tatanka turned on Lex Luger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And,
And then we got Undertaker pinned the Undertaker in less than 10 minutes. Yeah, I told you these mid 91s, late 90s. There was just-
when
I
you get
just
to
couldn't watch it.
95 was a bad year.
95 Bret Hart beats Isaac Yankem.
Yep. 95 was a bad year. 96 kind of picked up. And then 97 is when it took off.
Yeah, okay. I can see 96. You got Mankind and Undertaker and Boiler Room Brawl. You got Steve Austin beating Yokozuna in 1 minute 52 seconds.
So you know what happened that match?
What happened?
So Yokozuna went on the turnbuckle and it fell down. The turnbuckles just came apart. And he fell on his
really?
back. So my dad was even watching that match, and like right away he's like, "Look, he never touches the rope. Austin never touched the rope. He's going to go run, and then he stopped because he knew it was going to fall down." I was like, "How do you pick up on that stuff
right.
away?"
In that moment. Okay.
Right. Yeah, it was just and then sure
Man,
enough,
from like
Yokozuna goes up and does his bonsai drop, and rope falls down. And
From a
That's
time
us.
limit standpoint, these matches were horrible.
Huh.
There's like 11-minute match, 4-minute match. Then you had Mankind and Undertaker, 26 minutes, Boiler Room. Shawn Michaels beating Vader in 18 minutes. But it looks like this pay-per-view probably had a lot of talking and not a lot going on.
Because I don't think Brett was back at that point. I think he came back at Survivor Series against Austin that year.
Yeah, and then he was the next year. Bret Hart pinned Undertaker to win the championship with Shawn Michaels
This
as
is the
special
referee.
referee. Yeah, crazy stuff. Anyways, I don't know. It should be exciting. SummerSlam, for the most part,
Right.
at least
It looks
as
like a
of late,
solid card.
It's should be solid. I'm excited to see the culmination here of Jey Uso and Roman.
Mhm.
Assuming someone's coming back, whether it's Bray Wyatt. Love to see The Rock come back and fit him into the story somehow, but not to confront Grayson Waller
Mhm.
and leave it at that.
Right.
Like it needs to go on to something else.
Something else.
Yeah, it should be a fun event, and our titles are on the line for sure.
For sure.
I don't know. They're not tuning in and saying anything anymore, so I don't think.
Tom wants to hang on to him, so we got to defend
It's
him.
all polished. Do we really have to be fighting champions?
Of course. But wait a second. So let's be clear on something. So we put up the titles, but if one of their other teams, right? Because they got 2 teams.
If they want in.
So
If it's going to be a 3-way,
then it's got to be, then it's a triple threat.
triple threat. Yeah.
Well, whatever happened with Dream Home? Did they want in?
Let's just say that the Dream Home might be the American Nightmare. Home. Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's if they want in. Here's what I think we should do just to make it interesting. The champs should call. Here's what the challenge is. And if they want to step up and try, so you can say, hey, we're going to do this, this, this. These are the rules of the match. And then we go with it. The champs get to choose. And then we have to live with it. Right? Now, if that's the case, then we've got to have the rules set out by, the end of the weekend, this
Mhm.
weekend, so they can prep.
No, we'll send it out at 11:58 p.m. on Friday. With our picks then submitted at 11:59 p.m.
And that way they, you got to have an advantage as the champion,
Yeah.
right? So then they have to come with a little different strategy. That's just my say.
We have to think about that. What could we do?
Well, you can always do a time limit with El Pollo Loco because he can never get the time limit of a Roman Reigns match.
That's so true. 10 minutes,
Or 15 minutes. Like, the entrance is 15 minutes.
right?
He had 2 minutes left at WrestleMania by time.
Could
Roman
add like
and
a
Cody were done.
bonus, like because we're suspecting like
Yeah.
a
Surprise,
like
whoever-
a surprise, whether it's Bray Wyatt or Roman Reigns or nobody.
Or cashing in.
Or cash in, yeah.
Yep, cash in. Can add some of those. Some of
Or
those
you could
DraftKings
change the point
variables.
value.
Oh, per match.
Oh yeah, per
Or
match.
Or
as,
do
or as
confidence
you
picks.
said, you could say, here's a point for the pick and the closest to the time of each match, because you were like, man, these match times were horrible.
Yeah,
We could do like football confidence picks. Each you get 8 matches, 8 most points for your match that you want to give your gimme, 1 point for a lower match. Confidence
We
point
could do that.
system.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'll be easier for everyone to tally.
Well, yeah, you'd have to tell me.
And so, like, looking
You'd
at
have to spell that out for me. But I mean, if they want to do a fatal three-way, whatever.
So if there's 7 matches on the card and you're like confident Seth Rollins is going to beat Finn Balor, then you put your 7 on
Right.
that,
Oh,
Yeah.
and then that. Is
And then the
worth
7 is
points.
eliminated. You can't use
Not
your
right,
7
then
again.
your next match has to be 6 points, 5
Yeah.
however,
right.
and then it's that tally. So it wouldn't necessarily be overall wins and losses.
Right.
It could be your big matches.
Right.
yeah, your big matches have to hit.
I kind of like that.
That's okay. That's not bad, right?
So do confidence picks.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
throw it. All right, you come up with the verbiage
Okay.
Yeah.
and then throw down the gauntlet because I don't watch them, but you watch them, right? On Sundays.
I'll get the notification like 15 minutes late.
Right.
Throw down the gauntlet.
Oh, hey, they're back on Sunday again.
Yeah.
Confidence picks.
I like
like
that. I like that. That's for SummerSlam for the bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that.
Cool.
So that won't hurt me then when I always pick
when the
against
title, when
Rollins.
the title's on the line,
Right.
confidence picks, at least from us.
Because you'll probably do 7 on Rollins. I'll do a 1.
Right.
I don't know how you do that, man. You
I
gotta
don't like
bet
'em.
with your head, not with
No.
your heart.
Morals. I cannot
Okay.
deal with that.
All right.
Yeah,
But you're gonna put a 7 on Dominic Mysterio.
That dirty Dom, man. You got mommy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, listen, we got to roll. Thanks for hanging out with us. And let me tell you something, brother. This will be, one for the books, and then we'll be back in a couple of weeks after SummerSlam. So hang out. It'll be good.
Are we the week after? I thought we were a week
A
after.
couple weeks. Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, 2nd and 4th.
That is true. No, we're right after SummerSlam.
Right.
The week after, yeah, because the
A couple
first
weeks
is
from
on
today.
Tuesday
Because the 1st is a Tuesday.
and the SummerSlam's on the 5th.
Yeah.
And we're right the first Tuesday after SummerSlam.
There we go.
There we go. We'll be back
Cool.
then with the results.
With the results. All right, everybody. Later.